I want to say to all of you wonderful South Dakotans who are here tonight that I believe we're here to welcome to South Dakota the next president of the United States. 17 months ago, with our beloved nation that we all love, was in a time of political, economic, and to some extent spiritual uncertainty. There was a ripple of faith and hope that began to reach us from Chicago, the heartland of the country. That ripple first touched down in Iowa, and our candidate here spoke frequently to something called the Iowa caucuses. We don't have the caucus system in South Dakota, but we have a primary on June 3rd. It's the last one. It's the last one, so it's extremely important that everybody get out and vote. I spoke of a ripple coming out of Chicago. It has evolved into what is now a mighty river, and tonight that Obama River will be joined by the Sioux River as they sweep across the beautiful Sioux Falls. Last October, I endorsed Senator Hillary Clinton. She and her remarkable husband, President Clinton, way back 36 years ago, worked their hearts out for me in that 72 presidential campaign. And let me make clear, while I endorse Senator Obama, the Clintons have been my treasured friends all these years, and that will continue after we're all joined behind Barack Obama. So why do I support Senator Obama? I do so partly because I believe he now has an insurmountable lead, and we Democrats everywhere need to be gathering in a united way behind him, and I hope that'll occur soon. There's one, I gotta confess, there's one other reason for my decision, and that is that I have 3 daughters and 1 son and 10 grandchildren. And after I endorsed Senator Clinton, all 14 of them enlisted in the Obama campaign for president. That's some measure of the influence I have at home. Over the past 8 years, America's standing in the world, and every public opinion poll sustains this, has very sadly diminished, perhaps lower than at any time in the life of anyone in this room. But next January, when President Obama an American patriot and a devout Christian, when he puts his hand on the Bible and says, "I do," the entire world will see America in all of its glory. When I was in Washington all those years, some 22 years that you folks kept me in office, there, of course, were moments of conflict and contention, but there was a greater willingness to set aside those differences, a willingness to work together for a common purpose. And that's how you get things done in the nation's capital. During my Senate days, I teamed up with Senator Bob Dole on every veterans bill that came before the Senate. I teamed up with him on every agricultural bill that came before the Senate, every food assistance bill. And together, with that bipartisan front, we were able to increase the school lunch program by 2.5 times. We doubled the food stamp program, and we created a new program called WIC that some of you are familiar with. Senator Dole and Senator Daschle are now law partners. And I want to tell you that between the two of us, Tom and I have pretty well civilized Bob Dole. I think that one of the most impressive things about Senator Obama is the way he has been able to unite people. I think he understands clearly that uniting this country doesn't mean giving up his principles, but it does mean bringing everyone to the table where solutions can be worked out. For the past year, I've been writing a book on the presidency of Abraham Lincoln. The publishing company, Henry Holt, Time Books Incorporated division, is having some author do each president, beginning with George Washington. And I was fortunate in drawing Abraham Lincoln. I think it's appropriate that I should be writing about the founder of the Republican Party. And also probably our greatest president. Illinois gave us Abraham Lincoln. That state may now have given us a second Abraham Lincoln. I discovered in reading Lincoln's letters, his articles, his speeches, that he had a remarkable sense of humor, which I see in Barack Obama. For example, one of Lincoln's opponents charged him with being two-faced. Lincoln said, "Does the gentleman really believe if God had given me two faces, I'd be wearing this ugly one I have on tonight?" Recently, I heard an interviewer say to Senator Obama, "Sir, the rap against you is that you have so little experience." "Well," said Barack, "experience is important. But the man in Washington who has the most experience is Dick Cheney, the vice president." And then he added, "and some people are not entirely satisfied with his experience." And here in South Dakota, we especially question the vice president when he has a gun in his hand and is out hunting South Dakota pheasants. Another trait that Senator Obama shares with Lincoln that drew me into the campaign is that Lincoln devoted his presidency to preserving the American Union against division. That was his central objective, to which he devoted 4 years of back-breaking effort and a terrible bloody war. So when I hear Senator Obama saying America must come together, men and women, black and white, young and old, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, and then he goes on to say we're not red states or blue states, we're the United States of America. With the war clouds gathering in 1861, Lincoln said in his first inaugural, "We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic cords of memory, stretching from every battlefield and patriot grave to every living heart and hearthstone all over this broad land, will yet swell the chorus of the Union when again touched, as surely they will be, by the better angels of our nature." I wish I'd have thought of that line. That's just wonderful. I'm for Senator Obama for president because he consistently appeals to the better angels of our nature. He is our he is our best hope, in Lincoln's words, for a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. So, amen and good night.